Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. It's the Eradicator, and today we are going to talk about our friends at Star Atlas because, well, it seems that they are in a little bit of trouble. And no, I am not rejoicing myself. In fact, I genuinely wish Star Atlas the best because it is a project I am genuinely interested in, at least in their development and how they are going to be creating their game. The whole NFT aspect, crypto aspect, I don't care, but I'm interested in the game itself. And it seems like we have here a somewhat of a gameplay video, or at least video that's going to be talking about or showing the game and not talking about the NFTs. And that is what I want to see. At least this is what people have told me. So we're going to check it out first. Then we'll talk about their current problems. So here we go. Let's have a look here. Got some QMIS. So that is their module that's available right now that we can download actually. And they're showing us some of the details of how they are changing the engine and their little module here. All right, got some water effect here. That's looking great. Fire extinguishers, whatnot. Okay, it looks like this is their planet creation tool, where they can create various types of planets and moons. Okay, so far this is looking great. Oh, we've got an in-engine flight here. Now that's what I'm talking about because that's what I want to see. As I said, not really interested into the crypto, but the game itself. And now we're talking about things that are more of my expertise. So what are we seeing here? We have a little battery icon here. So this could be perhaps the amount of time that you have left until you need to recharge, either recharge your battery or maybe recharge the fuel that's required for your vehicle. I like this. This is looking very simple and not too intrusive as well. So good idea here from Star Atlas. Flight mode, I really wonder what is the other mode that will be available for what looks like basically a space bag. So what do they have? They have laser repeaters, 6 missiles here. I suppose that's obviously the speed that they are using, and a grand classic in any type of space game, the power triangle, obviously. I wonder if they're also going to be having capacitors too. So next, still talking about environments, I suppose that they have different types of shaders here they're going to be using, gas clouds, nebulae, again, quite classic here. Still looking in-game. Now, this is, again, it's an NFT game, so we should not be expecting the type of realism that Star Citizen has. We're looking at something that's a little bit more cartoonish from the looks of it, but at the same time, it still looks quite clean and immersive as well. It's looking more like the type of graphics that we would have, for example, in X4, which is still quite acceptable for a space game. I like it here. All right. Now, very nice here. These are the different character models with different types of color combinations that they're showing us of what they can do. I suppose that maybe each of the combinations are going to be unique NFTs, perhaps. Maybe this is something that they're aiming to do. No details here in this video, though. Oh, very cute. Look at that. Seems like we're going to have pets or at least robots, because that eye here does not look very natural. But yeah, definitely cute here. Cute animation, cute models, and the different types of fur that they are going to be using. There we go, some alien model as well. The classic alien from their trailer. It looks like it is in engine right now. That's great. And some creatures too, something that Star Citizen doesn't have right now. It would be very fun if Star Atlas could actually beat them by putting creatures first. But yeah, I like the design. Look at that. That is actually a very cool design, I gotta say. I would love to encounter that somewhere, in the cave on the planet's surface and have the ability to shoot this down. It definitely looks like it's a big eater. I like the texture of the skins and the blood vessels inside. It's also very well done. Okay, this looks like some kind of ship from the Fifth Element. Got some game engines here. And another ship here that looks like a car. Again, very reminiscent of what we see in another space game in particular with the interior. But it's, it's important because when you fly a ship, you are obviously, in its interior. You have to sometimes physically go inside the interior of your ship. You want it to look nice and believable, and having some nice materials like this that look like leather with those nice quality stitches is making the whole process look good. Plus, when you are selling those ships as NFTs for 40, 50 US dollars, sometimes, $100, you want them to be looking like quality products. So they're doing things right here as well with all interfaces here, just like in Star Citizen. Okay, so I suppose that it is this ship here. Looks like some kind of racer or transport that takes you from point A to point B. Maybe you can fight a little bit with it. Very cliche 1950s looking car ship. You can also fight these things in the Fifth Element too. It seems like they are borrowing a couple of things from the Fifth Element as well. I like that. It's one of my favorite movies here. Talking about vehicles. Explorable vehicles is also something that's very important, something that unfortunately Elite Dangerous has failed at doing, and that Star Atlas seems like they are not going to be reproducing that mistake, so good on them. Now, Star Atlas, please, if you're watching this, elevators, as far as I'm concerned, and this is also something that I told Star Citizen, elevators in ships, please give us the ability to use other means as well, a ladder, a ramp, right? Elevators may be cool, but let's say, the power doesn't work anymore on your ship, your elevator is not going to work anymore. So don't forget to give an alternative way to navigate inside a ship. Yeah, let's have a look at the interior again. And this is where you can tell that they have poached some Star Citizen. This is exactly like Star Citizen, But again, it's sci-fi, so of course you're gonna have the same type of cues, visual cues and designs. Not really much of a surprise, but all of that seems very familiar, to say the least. Now, they still need to figure out how to go into final art for the interior. It's not the first time that we see a ship interior that looks like in white box phase or gray box phase. They still don't seem to have made much progress with that. I wonder if that is the cargo vessel that they showed a while back. I'm not very familiar with Star Citizen ships. I'm not very familiar with Star Atlas ships, unfortunately. So that's why I would not be able to tell you, what ship is what and what it does. I'll just be talking about, how they look like and what I feel about it. Oh, it looks like this is their door. It looks a bit dangerous. I would not want to be crushed yet. Nice animations here. Landing gear. And there's also some kind of crane. Seems that they've really worked a lot on making those ships work and not just getting them into a JPEG. So that's actually, what I'm seeing here is actually quite positive. I like that. Now we're looking at more interiors. That's awesome. Yeah, this ship definitely looks more industrial than what it was. All right, animation, yes. Yes, animation is very important because so far, not so good, right? When we've looked at the showroom, the animations of the characters looked very much like the base animation that we could see on, in the base Unreal Engine. So it's great to see that they're also working on that. And the ships as well were not very satisfactory. Now, it looks a little bit more like they were indeed, drifting and flying properly. All right, VFX here. We're having some UIs as well. Now, how are the ships flying is also something that's very important too. We've got different types of walking animation as well. Now, I would like to see maybe different types of aliens having different types of walking type as well, because it seems like all kinds of species seem to be walking the same. So that's a bit strange. Anyway, it's just my feedback here. All right, we got, again, the animation on the bike. I like how they are, bending on each side of the vehicle here, a little bit like how people are doing on an actual motorcycle. Yeah, this is great so far. Wonder if they're gonna have those racetracks as well, so people can get to fly their ships and vehicle for themselves and get an opinion on whether they like the game or not. All right, we still have more shots out there in space. Looks like some kind of moon around a planet. And from the scale of it, it looks like, just like in Star Citizen, what we can see is where we can go with some massive ship here, some ring, and some that's either shadows or structures on the surface. So yeah, let's keep on going here. Yeah, these were indeed structures on the surface. Now I really wonder what is the scale of the planets and moon in Star Atlas. In Star Citizen, it's 1/10. If they could make it a bit bigger, that's one of the grieves that I have with Star Citizen is the planets are too small, and sometimes when you are out there and on the surface, you don't even see the moons. The moons are just a couple of tens of thousands of kilometers away, and because they're so small, they're 1/10 of their actual size. You can't see them. Or you barely can see them from the surface of wherever you are. So if they can improve on that and make it 1-to-1, that could be a big plus. Yeah, the lasers here look very placeholder. They need to be working on those though. Okay. We have projectiles that can be missiles here. Now we got some UI as well. Now, there we go. Now, that's what I'm talking about again. UI. So we still have the flight mode from earlier. Looks like it changed a little bit because before that icon was on top. Now it's more in the middle. We've got targets here as well, which is looking like in 3D. Now, should it be on the side? Now, this is something that I don't agree with here. If I were them, I would put the target under here in the middle, not on the side. You want to be leaving as much free space as possible in the player's vision, right? In the field of vision. That field of vision here is too busy. I would prefer to have more space here for me to see what's going on rather than have the target status. So if they could put it here in the middle, that could be fantastic. So I suppose that this is the target here. That will be the speed indicator on the side and the temperature here on the other side to see if you are overheating. That's actually smart. It's something that we don't have in Star Citizen right now. And sometimes, your weapons are overheating. You don't know why. But if they could be giving us here an indication, I would like this here. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. Now we're in the nebula that we saw earlier. Looks like. Yeah, I mean, so far, the way that the game looks like in engine and how people, how you can fly your vehicles and ships looks pretty cool. It looks really fast, though. I really wonder if that's actually in real time. I don't think so. I think it's accelerated here. But that's actually pretty nice. And this is what I'm talking about. When Michael Weiner, the CEO of Star Atlas, was talking about all the NFTs and talking about the economy and how it will be revolutionary and all his power to the people and blah, blah, blah. I don't give a damn. That is what I care about. Gameplay. How the game looks, how the game plays, how the game feels, what's the AI? Do I understand what's going on? Does it look exciting to play? That's what I want to know. And when I see that, I am much more excited in that project than I've ever been. And so, before seeing that, I didn't care so much about what would happen. Now, after seeing that, it kind of breaks my heart when I see this here, which is Star Atlas Team Community here. And basically that is Michael Wagner's response to, the FTX debacle here. Because FTX was the platform where they had most of at least half of their assets, according to what they said, in cryptocurrencies. And so it's a huge blow for the project that just lost half of its money, unfortunately. So how are they going to survive? How are they going to, because they are obviously, I think I saw in the video that they have like 250,000 staff working on the game. So it's starting to really pick up in scale, and it's starting to get some steam, not just as a crypto business, but actually also as a game development studio, which is, in my opinion, again, when you're developing a game, the most important. And so, looks like this is an article here that I saw on the medium.com here. Apparently, it seems like the community are banding together to raise money for the project. So that's actually great. And I think that this is maybe the solution here. If Star Atlas is to survive this unfortunate incident, is to rely on the community, rely on gamers as well. Quite frankly, after seeing that, I'm not gonna say I'm gonna go as far as supporting the project. That's not what I'm saying, but that's definitely something that I'm more interested in, and maybe I'll cover a little bit more, and maybe I'll also be a little bit more benevolent as well when I talk about it, right? So yeah, wishing the best to Star Atlas. It's not fun, as much as I hate what they did to my channel. Copyright strike, not cool. But people don't deserve to be losing their jobs at the same time. We're talking about, again, 250 people. So if they can find a way, if they can rely on the community, if they can excite gamers to be on board with videos and content like that, then I think that that maybe they could have a chance, right? Anyway, that is all that I had to say about Star Atlas. As I said before many times, I am not a crypto enthusiast. I don't know much about crypto, but I know a thing or two about games, so that's why I'll stick to that. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. It's been the Eradicator. I'll see you guys later.